Jesus Christ. The Edmonton Oilers have made 2 trades today, and they're basically all revolving around defensemen. And I initially started freaking out about the most recent trade that just happened, because I was like, oh my goodness, the Chicago Blackhawks now have 2/3 of the CBS line from North Dakota in 2016. But I actually remembered that Nick Schmaltz got traded to the Coyotes earlier this season. But the Edmonton Oilers, what the heck is going on? We have a situation here that depicts the Edmonton Oilers' recent acquisition, Wideman, traded over to Florida in exchange for Petrovic, who is the guy that the Panthers gave up Marchessault in the expansion draft for because they wanted to protect? I don't understand the philosophy of trading these players, but I mean, there was also a 3rd-round pick in there, too. The Oilers gave up a conditional 2019 third over to the Panthers. And you know what? Petrovic doesn't look bad for the Oilers, we'll say that. And he's a guy who's from Alberta, so a lot of people are kind of like, okay, this kind of makes sense in terms of a location piece. But it's kind of weird to see that these were the guys that got traded. It's not necessarily bad for the Oilers in this case, because technically he is an upgrade over Wideman. At the same time, though, it's kind of interesting to see this go down the way it did, especially today, because just like 10 minutes ago, they traded Drake Caggiula and Jason Garrison to the Chicago Blackhawks in exchange for Brandon Manning and a young Swedish defenseman who is in the SHL right now. His name is Robin Norell. And looking at Norell's Elite Prospects page, he's got himself 3 points in 28 SHL games. He's 23 years old, drafted by Chicago in the 4th round in 2013. The thing with this guy is that he's played 127 total SHL games, and he only has 20 points. So he's definitely not a scoring threat. He's a defenseman, and he's most likely in that two-way shutdown kind of role. And he has been playing a lot of time in the Rockford Ice Hogs organization. He hasn't got himself that many points, but it seems that he has been used quite a bit. So now he is an Edmonton Oilers prospect, and Brandon Manning is on the Oilers. It's kind of weird, because he's the guy who kind of got all up in McDavid's collarbone business? What? Why? Like, everybody was kind of ganging up on him in the last time they had to meet him, right? Draisaitl hit him up, and, like, I believe Milan Lucic kind of gave him a nut shot or something like that. Why is this guy an Oiler now? Are you serious? Are you serious? Come on, man. Like, what are you doing? Let's take a look at what the Oilers gave up. Jason Garrison, I don't think he's good anymore. Jason Garrison is a player who had a really big booming slap shot. He exhibited it a lot in the Vancouver Canucks organization, Tampa Bay Lightning organization. He couldn't really do that with Vegas. He didn't really play all too much. He played with the Chicago Wolves though, so that's good. But 17 games with the Oilers, and he overall didn't really do anything, so I can understand them giving up Garrison. But why Caggiula? Come on, man, like, Caggiula, like, I don't care if he hasn't had that many points. Caggiula's a hard-working player, and he's, like, really good for a team to have just within the identity and the soul of the product on the ice. Caggiula has been working hard his whole career, and he played a full 4 years in college. He was undrafted, and he established himself as a full-time NHLer, despite having all these obstacles set in front of him. I know he only got 20 points last year, but, like, he's had 11 points in 29 games this year, and he's a really good, hard-working player that boosts the team's morale. Why would you give that up for a guy that tried to basically injure your best player, the best player in the league? Taking away the players who aren't roster players, this is Drake Caggiula for Brandon Manning. And I don't understand that one bit. Sure, the Oilers are building up their decor, but Oh boy, for the guy that tried to kill McDavid off this year? Oh, man. Chiarelli, man, what are you doing? Maybe I'm just really bad. Maybe I'm bad at reporting. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe that's why I'm bad at this. But from my point of view, I don't like this one bit. Sure, you can get rid of Wideman. It's kind of weird, but okay. It's kind of weird that the Panthers gave up Petrovic. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. I've seen his name written everywhere. I've never heard anybody say it. But Caggiula for Manning? I don't like it. I don't like it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Pleasant gaming. And bye.